We're out checking some traps, some beaver traps that we just set the other day. So first spot, let's see if we got anything. This is a river. We've got them here before. It's only been one night, but hopefully we got lucky. So I just had a stick with some caster. I'm not seeing my trap, so that's a good sign. If I can get down here without falling in. All I did was kind of made a little mud on the bank, make it look like something's going on here. And put some homemade lure here, but they don't see that anymore either. I can smell the caster though. Feels heavy. All right, old yellow teeth. We got one. So, probably a 2-year-old, real dark one. We'll get it reset. It's got a good front foot catch. This is a no BS Beaver Extreme. So we'll take him out and we'll get this reset. Show you how I do the remake. Without getting wet. I use my homemade lure, so now I'm going to switch it up. So the beavers are curious if I put a new one here now. If any beaver came after this one got caught, they smelled the other one. So we'll get this trap set. Just stake this end off into the deep like we had it. This is a pretty main river. Like I said, lots of beavers coming up and down right now. And I just welded washers on this rebar. Shove that all the way in to anchor it. Make sure I've got a good spot for the trap. I just want that about right there. Can I get that wet again? This time we'll use some Dunlop Big Pile. It's one of my favorites if I'm not using my own. I always like to stick it in the water because it kind of gets the scent around. Little dab will do ya. Like that. And that's it. Hopefully we'll get another one. Alright, we'll be checking some more traps. Alright, we're at our second spot on a different river. We got 2 footholds set. Some natural caster mounds already. You can see my foothold sitting there. Nothing visited last night. And I see the other one across the way, nothing in that one either. So we'll wait on them, and we got another spot to check. Alright, started to snow. So we got a 330 set down here and a TS85 on a drowner. New spot again. Set them last night. While we were setting them, we saw Mick running around these rocks. Alright. We got a kit beaver in this one. On our 330 set. Small beaver, but that's awesome. We'll go check our foothold is missing, so that's another good sign. We'll pull this rod out and see if we got one on the other end. A lot of times when I first set a spot, that's when I do pretty decent and definitely wait on the other end, and I see a beaver tail. This one's bigger, a lot bigger. Get the mud off of him and drag him out. A respectable beaver. Hind foot catch on that TS85. He wasn't going to go anywhere. Nice sized beaver there. So let's take a look at this other one. So the beavers were moving last night. Like I said, this one looks smaller. I got a stake somewhere here. Wired off. Just gotta find it. Alright, there's a small kit. Still a beaver and a good catch on it. So I'll show you the remakes. Well, I'll show you how I get these out. So for those of you not aware of conibears, these setters compress the springs. This is called the safety latch. You flip that over. You do that on each side. These are very powerful traps. You need to be careful and respect them. They're designed to kill a 80-pound beaver. You would not want your hand in there. So that's the first one. We'll do the reset. I had an H stand that I set this on, and I used a lot of fencing to make them go through that that trap. I had the trigger on the bottom. I'll just set this up all over again. How I had it. Okay. As long as that safety's on, it's still want your body to be clear. And then we'll just set it down on that H stand again. We'll probably re-lure. I like using 330s, but sometimes they're tougher to use if you don't have the right condition. And I got to create a channel for them. Slide those safeties out. We'll kind of use those to help prop our sticks up like that. And you can see the trigger right under the water. So beavers are used to bumping into stuff when they swim. So they just probably think that's a stick or something. Nothing too scary about it for them. And then I put some guiding along the side to kind of keep them from crawling on the crawling around it. We still got a little bit of lure on there, but it looks like it's been messed with, so we'll re-lure it. There we go. We'll take our safety off. It's ready for another beaver. I'll take this other one out. And I'm glad I got a cameraman today, because he's going to help me carry these beavers out. Yeah, this is a nice one. Nice big beaver. He stepped all the way on there. He's heavy. I use these, so this is actually called the drowning lock. Goes up the rebar, or goes down the rebar just fine when you catch them, and then it hinges. It does not allow them to go back up. That's how it kills them. But I always make sure these quick links are tight. Sometimes they can get loose on you. Stick that back down into the deep water. These TS-85s are probably my favorite beaver trap. Caught a lot of beavers with these. Shove that down in the mud. Staker. And that's down, probably 8 inches under the water. That's why I got them in the hind foot. So that's exactly what we were hoping for. And we'll put some lure on this spot too. Lure it. I always put a little on the ground and then kind of up in the air. So that scent carries. So that should be good for another one. All right, we're gonna get these loaded up, and we might set a couple more traps. Brought some more out tonight, so we'll see you on the next checks tomorrow. Just out setting, thought I'd show you one of my classic spots, and I have never got all these beavers, so we'll put a set in here. It's pretty close to a big river system. They always funnel in here. It's full of bank dens, but we're gonna set up a caster 330 or maybe a foothold. I think we put out 2 other sets and then we call it a day. A bigger beaver than I thought. My son guessed 46, 47. I thought maybe a little over 40. So it's a big beaver, 55 pounds on this big one. We're not going to weigh the kit and the other one, but that's the 3rd beaver out of 6 that have been over 53 pounds. So we're off to a good start. I had a 53, 54, and now 55. So these should, yeah, they'll make some nice blankets. I promise it's another day. I just wear my same clothes when I'm out trapping sometimes. One of my favorite hoodies, but we're checking traps again. We checked a few already, and last night this cold nastiness, I don't think the rain good. Looks like we got one down here though. We'll pull him out, get a better look. Looks like another kit beaver. If you remember yesterday, we caught a kit here too, so there's probably a family close by. Pretty small one. We'll check our foothold. And looks like the foothold might be gone. Definitely gone. Trap is missing. We'll pull this up. It is just gross out. This, if we got another one, this is 2 doubles in a row. Feels like there's something on there. Oh yeah, another beaver. That one's probably a 2-year-old. Very nice. Another hind foot catch on that. Wasn't going anywhere. Yesterday we caught that real big one out of this set. We'll get this reset, and we'll put some fresh lure on it. The spot's been good to us. The Lord provides. So that's set down there. I just had it setting for a 9-foot, just like that. Good for another one. We'll get some more lure. Try the big pile again. When it's real rainy like this big pile holds up pretty well. That's why I like it. Okay. And we'll take this other one out. Got some of that on me. So yeah, there's probably a lodge or bank den close by with the whole family of them. We'll hopefully catch some more of the big ones. So we were just listening to the Canadian fur auction on the way over, and a couple weeks ago, some promising prices. So I'm keeping my bigger ones. I've never sold to Canada before. I'm putting up my big ones, hoping to get some more money out of them. So this one, no. This one I'll sell to my local guy. But kind of there you go. Results matter. So we'll probably we'll definitely be doing some more beaver trapping. If you wouldn't mind, like, share, subscribe if you like what you see. My channel could use some more subscribers, and we really appreciate it. By the time this video goes out, probably going to be around Easter. So God bless everyone. He is risen indeed. So we're going to get out of this yucky weather and have some soup or something. God bless. Have a nice day.